Okay, this is the Game is On 100 here with the video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the Cobra Kai Season 2 on YouTube Premium. Let's get started. This is basically a review of the second season of Cobra Kai. This does contain spoilers. If you don't want to get spoiled, go click off this video. If you do watch this video, I recommend that you see season 1 first before you see the second season of Cobra Kai. The first season was excellent. It felt everything was everything that I expected. Season 2 went even deeper, and I like it how in the future it's going to be progressing. But overall, this series is good. I like this series. I watched the Karate Kid films when I was real young in the 80s. I watched the first Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3. I didn't care for the next Karate Kid, done with one with Hilary Swank. But I didn't really care for that one. But I seen the first 3 of the Karate Kid films. And I basically liked this Cobra Kai series. It gave me that 80s nostalgia of what happened to Johnny Lawrence after all those years. We didn't know what happened to him. We never heard what happened to Johnny or any of the other guys from the past of the Cobra Kai. We didn't know anything until we find out in season 2. But I'm getting a little too ahead of that. But for summary of season 1, it started off that Johnny was on a downward spiral. He was down on his luck. He was like a repairman. He started out as a repairman. He eventually got fired as being a repairman. He called this one lady the B word, and she contacted his boss, and his boss canned him. So he decided that he wanted to open up Cobra Kai Dojo, but under a different philosophy than what he learned when he was a kid from John Kreese. Anyways, he did get his first student, Miguel. He was a kid in his apartment complex, and he became Johnny's pupil when Johnny saved Miguel from bullies, like it's from the sense what Mr. Miyagi did for Daniel in Karate Kid, when he saved Daniel from the bullies. That's what it looked like. It felt similar in that, but eventually Miguel became Johnny's student, and Johnny taught him the way that he was taught how to fight by the teachings of John Kreese, how he taught him how to do karate, and basically instituting strike first, strike hard, no mercy. That was his philosophy. He was still wanting to teach that to the eventual kids that would join his dojo. But after a while, when Miguel started getting better and better and better as being a karate student, I think it was mid-season of season 1, he just kicked the holy hell out of all the bullies that was in the first episode. He kicked all their butts all by himself. From all the training that what Johnny taught him, he kicked their butts. And after that, all those bullies that were bullying him, they never messed with Miguel again, because they were scared of him. Even that the character Kyler was scared of him after Miguel whipped his butt. And then eventually more students trying to join Cobra Kai. His other friends started joining, and they had to tweak their character, like Eli Hawk, who eventually became Hawk, tweaked his character, and he became wanted to become a badass, and that's what he become. That's what he transitioned himself into. And then you could see that how the way it was, he wants to end Cobra Kai right there. He doesn't want the Cobra Kai to spread, because Daniel doesn't realize that Johnny doesn't want to do the old philosophy of Cobra Kai. Daniel's still thinking that the Cobra Kai that Johnny's doing is the one that John Kreese is doing. So Daniel was trying to get Johnny to get out of the place. He was calling the people. He wanted to buy the property to increase the rent, so Johnny couldn't make the rent. And then eventually after that, his wife told him to, she wanted his husband back, and not being this jerk that Daniel was becoming, he wanted to end Cobra Kai no matter what. But he eventually visited the grave of Mr. Miyagi. I got a little sentimental when I watched it. And then he told Daniel when he was over at his grave, he wished that he could be here with him. But when he got into his call, it showed a clip that was realized that you got to have balance in your life. Just not for karate, but for balance for all life. So Daniel took that, and he eventually had his student Robbie Keane, who found out later that he was Johnny Lawrence's estranged son, and he learned the karate from Daniel from doing the philosophies of the Miyagi-Do karate. Then it all came to head in the season 10. And then it was at the tail end of the season, in episode 10, Miguel was supposedly becoming the jerk that he was in the first episode. As we all know, that Miguel went through the whole tournament. He eventually faced Johnny's son in the finals. And basically, Miguel did a dirty move, and he won the tournament from Robbie. And Daniel talked to Robbie, saying, "I know your dad's not a bad person. He's got some demons, whatever, that he's trying to get through, so he can understand that." And after that, Daniel decided to reopen up Miyagi-Do karate to combat against Cobra Kai. And that's when John Kreese comes in, and basically the start of season 2 starts from that. So this is going to contain spoilers from season 2. But if you want to hear the spoilers, go and listen to this video. But if you don't want to listen to the spoilers for season 2, turn it off right now. So anyways, I'm going to get started with season 2 of the Cobra Kai. It started out like it picked up after season 1. Robbie and Daniel is rebuilding Mr. Miyagi's home that he had. That they were rebuilding it. They were painting, sanding. They were doing all the things to get it up and ready for Miyagi-Do karate. As we all now know, that Daniel inherited Miyagi's property from his last will and testament. It was stated in the Karate Kid 2 when they were in Okinawa that was supposed to be that Mr. Miyagi was supposed to face his former friend Sato in a fight to the death, because over in Okinawa they always have an honor. They have an honor code, and if you disrespect their honor, they take that very seriously. And Mr. Miyagi gave Daniel, he told him that Yukuli gets house in Okinawa. You get house and pickup back at home. So which means Miyagi left Daniel his property, his home that he left him. He left that for Daniel after he died. So anyways, now getting on from that, it was eventually revealed that John Kreese wanted to come back. He got into a scuffle with Johnny, and then he was trying to change his ways and trying to get into the good graces of Johnny. Johnny wasn't reluctant, but he wanted to, give him a second chance. He seen him, he was down on his luck, you know, and he decided to give him the second chance that he would just be observing and not be a sensei. He'll be observing, and Johnny's going to be running the Cobra Kai. But from that, Sam's daughter, Daniel's daughter, Sam, went up to join Miyagi-Do. Then eventually in the season, Robbie and Sam started to date, and then Miguel started dating the new bad girl, Tori. She came in, and she was starting to date Miguel. And during this season, you could see the building and building and building to something that's going to happen at the tail end of from Miyagi-Do versus Cobra Kai. Then eventually, the guys from Cobra Kai wanted to leave the Cobra Kai. There was a fight in the mall where Dimitri was Sam and Robbie during the training. What Daniel told them is to work as a pair to take them out, and that's take out the Cobra Kai guys, and that's what they did. And then the way how it went, the dudes who were involved in that fight decided to leave Cobra Kai and go beyond Miyagi-Do karate. And in that process, Hawk decided to go into his own hands by John Kreese to trash the Miyagi-Do karate, the place at Mr. Miyagi's house. They destroyed the house. They TP'd, and they took Mr. Miyagi's Medal of Honor that he got in the World War II, and that really set Daniel off. And Johnny was saying he wants the person to come clean, but Kreese wasn't. He was kind of contradicting that. He said one name, then he said another name and another name and another name. They never found out who actually did to Miyagi-Do karate, who vandalized it. So eventually ended up that Miguel seen Hawk with the Medal of Honor of Mr. Miyagi's, and Miguel was in a conflict between Kreese and Johnny as is what he needs to do, but he decided that he's going to return the Medal of Honor to the LaRusso home, but he gave it to Robbie. Robbie hid it from Sam, and then he put it on a brick on the outside of Miyagi-Do, and he didn't tell Sam that Miguel came over and dropped off the Medal of Honor, and that was a little bit of friction. She will find out in the next few episodes that Miguel did give back the Medal of Honor that he gave to Robbie, and Robbie put it there. And basically there was a party, and there was Tori and Sam was having a drinking contest who could do more balance. Eventually Sam prevailed for having more balance because she learned from her dad that you got to have balance. You got to have balance. And she kept her balance because of the ways of the Miyagi-Do karate. It's about peace, mind, tranquility, and all that. Like what Mr. Miyagi said, you got to have balance. Not just karate, but for all life, you got to have balance. And basically from then, there after the party, there was Sam kissed Miguel, and Tori, his girlfriend, seen that, and she wanted to beat Sam's ass at school, and that's when the whole thing goes out of proportion. It was Miyagi-Do versus Cobra Kai, a huge school out brawl ensued. it was Tori, Robbie's girlfriend, called out Sam to a fight. And after when they started fighting, Robbie tried to break him up, and then Miguel, seeing that he had Tori, and then Miguel tackled Robbie, and that's when the fight all ensued. There was all the Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do, the Karate Kid, the kids battling each other in the school, and there was no teachers, no nothing. They did have a teacher come out, but he said, "I'm not paid enough to watch this, to do anything like this." So they didn't have no teachers, no nothing, and the brawl escalated. Then eventually it went from the 2-on-2, Tori, Sam, Miguel, Robbie. In the very end, Tori was about ready to do no mercy on Sam, and Sam eventually fought her off, and she kicked her and knocked her off the railing to the steps, so she basically won the battle. But Robbie and Miguel was still going, and Miguel had Robbie down, pinned, had his arm like he was going to break his arm, but Johnny told him, "You got to have mercy, got to do some mercy." So he says, "I'm sorry." Then Robbie, out of nowhere, nails him, hits him a couple times, then he falls off the ledge, looked like slow motion, falling down, hitting the back of his, like his neck, like a whiplash, and he landed on the floor. And then when Robbie came over and he seen what he did, Sam told him, what did you do? Then Robbie ran off because he was scared, for what he'd done. And plus he had the criminal background that they said, "Oh, I'm in serious trouble." So he ran away. And basically Miguel was basically in critical condition. Johnny is all sad that it happened. He promised his mom that Miguel wasn't going to get hurt, and that's when Miguel's mom decided to have nothing with Johnny. We seen Johnny was crying for Miguel, and then you seen in the elevator scene that Daniel and Johnny had a look on their faces, like saying, "This day really escalated. We should not have done this. We should not have done this. It went way too far. A kid got hurt in the process, and that's not what they wanted." So, anyways, back to Johnny. He went to his dojo, and he seen the dojo was unlocked. And then he hears Kreese and the students doing the eye in the first Karate Kid. They were doing John Kreese's saying. And then when Johnny comes in, he said, "What's going on?" And then he said, John Kreese found a way to take over Cobra Kai from Johnny when Johnny was out of town he went to go see one of his friends from the first Karate Kid film, that he wanted to see his friends because his friend Bobby was dying, and he left town to go visit them, and that's when Kreese came in and did his slithering, and he took the Cobra Kai dojo away from Johnny, and Johnny said, you can have this dojo." That's when Johnny was on a drunken binge, and as we go into fade to black, Johnny had his cell phone. He threw the cell phone on the beach. He threw his car keys at that car that Daniel got for him in season 1 that he had tripped out in all Cobra Kai colors. And he was very angry at what happened. And when he left on the shore, on the beach, it had a friend request from Allie Mills Schwarber that she wanted to do a friend request from Johnny. And that's how the end of season 2 of Cobra Kai ended. So, from what I could take from this season of the season 2 of Cobra Kai was it was good. The fighting, it went on. I thought it went on for a little bit long. It went like around 10 minutes roughly, about 10 minutes or so. But I could see the sense of feeling that Johnny is now at a crossroads. He doesn't know what he's going to do. So probably in season 3, I know it's probably going to get picked up for season 3. They left the cliffhanger. They don't know what Miguel's going to end up, if he's going to live or die. For season 3, I could see that Miguel won't be dead. He could be seriously injured. He could be paralyzed. But it probably could take him a while to recover from the injury. And Johnny will have to decide what he wants to do. And he's probably going to decide he's going to go talk to Daniel. He's going to go walk to him, to his home. And he's going to say, "Can't we talk?" What he said, what Kreese has done. Kreese was the one with the snake in the grass that conflicted from the Miyagi-Do and the Cobra Kai for the kids to escalate as the way that it did. That it was John Kreese slithering that in. And basically in season 3, it's going to probably be Johnny and Daniel is going to team up to take down Cobra Kai once and for all. End it. End the Cobra Kai and end it. And end Kreese once and for all. So that's what I'm probably thinking that's going to happen in season 3, is that Johnny and Daniel's going to team up and to take down John Kreese. And in the tail end on the Daniel side, his wife told him that no more karate, and I got choked up because from during this season, I could see the way how Robbie was trained in Miyagi-Do, that karate for defense only. They hit a snag, with what the Miyagi-Do karate was all about. And Robbie lost sight of that. And when Daniel took down the Miyagi-Do karate, he had a picture of Mr. Miyagi, and he said, "I let you down, Mr. Miyagi." Like, Mr. Miyagi was around, he would not have tolerated Daniel's philosophy of Miyagi-Do karate. He wouldn't tolerate it. Mr. Miyagi would have been very disappointed in him, and I know Mr. Miyagi wouldn't tolerate what Daniel did. So that's what the take I got from that. But so overall, from this series, the Cobra Kai, excellent series. I recommend you watch it. All 20 episodes. Binge watch it. That's what I did. I binge watched all the 10 episodes of season 2. I binge watched all of them. It was good. I cannot wait for season 3 and how they're going to bring in Allie when she's going to be coming in. It's a possibility she's going to be coming in in season 3, and we'll see how it goes from there. But like I said, overall, a very good series. You should highly recommend it. Even though you have the YouTube Premium, don't have it, get the 1-month trial of YouTube Premium and binge watch all 20 episodes. It's highly recommended that you watch this series. So anyways, that are my thoughts on the Cobra Kai season 2. So anyways, this is the Game is on 100. I am out. Later.